I think it's fair to say that this is almost a perfect representation of what's happening right now in American foreign policy. This, as the times are very tumultuous, and a lot of people expect them to get that much more tumultuous. There's so much news unfolding and breaking right now. I'm going to do my best to get into as much of it as I can here, as, of course, we are waiting for the looming conversations that could be happening this Saturday between the United States and Iran, which, of course, also involves China. We'll tell you how in this particular video and how a lot of these talks could be, of course, prevented from even happening, as there's even talks now about preemptive strikes, nuclear weapons, as we truly have a very precarious situation on our hand, and some individuals that want to make sure and deter the possibility of any peace here, as there are invested interest, big monetary and influential campaigns out there trying already to sabotage the talks that are going to be monumental, very important, this upcoming Saturday between Tehran and Washington, D.C. What's going to be the result of those conversations? Well, in my opinion, it will be determining the legacy of Donald Trump as either a peacemaker or someone who, of course, was now goaded into making another George W. Bush WMD Iraq 2.0 mistake that will be with us for the foreseeable future and cause instrumentable amounts of damage and destruction on the world stage. Now, all of this is happening in the backdrop of the United States being in an active trade war between China, as, of course, this trade war is heating up here. One of the major trading partners with China and its military ally is, of course, Iran, as the United States has been going after a lot of Iranian proxies. We have seen within the last few months and years a lot of the proxies almost completely wiped out, leaving Tehran as one of the few places that one country, Israel, wants to specifically bomb and get rid of, as of course it sees it as an existential threat to its existence. All of this is happening as the United States has launched a very extensive and expensive military campaign against the Houthis right now that have already cost American taxpayers $1 billion. As the United States sent 2 aircraft carriers, they have deployed a significant number of B-2 stealth bombers. There's a number of fighter jets. There's a number of missile defense systems. And the number of troops and hardware being sent right now to the Middle East is vast, is big, as some U.S. government officials are now arguing that China still remains as a top threat and rival to the United States, as they are going to the New York Times and saying, hey, we're kind of worried that Donald Trump is overcommitting itself to the anti-Houthi campaign and blowing through valuable resources, which will be hard to replace quickly. This, according to an anonymous defense official that is fearing that the United States is just going after the Houthis for what reason? Why are we doing this? Trade routes. Is it really about the trade routes? Because, of course, the trade routes are predominantly helping out China and Europe. Europe, that by the way, just announced retaliatory tariffs. China, that announced retaliatory tariffs. Why go out of your way to open up the trade routes for China and Europe when they don't want to play ball with you, Donald? As, of course, it's not about the trade routes, as the Houthis also have specifically launched missile attacks into Israel. And that is the logical explanation, as well as the Saudi Arabian influence in the region, which is also very vast, very big, and also is representing the kind of clash of civilizations that's happening right now in the Middle East. As, of course, what we're seeing, and soon probably will be seeing unfold in the region, is a Sunni-Shiite conflict, as this is something that will be fast. This is something that will be very detrimental to world peace. This is something that will involve many other nations, many other proxy groups, and, of course, also make the price of oil and energy just skyrocket. It's going to go up. It's going to go up significantly if there is a conflict that will unfold there, as now we got new reports of 6 B-2 stealth bombers that were deployed to the Diego Garcia Islands near Iran, as new satellite photos have revealed 6 stealth bombers stationed at a strategic island in the Indian Ocean that could be potentially used and deployed to bomb Iran. That is what a lot of people are now speculating, as there is significant military and troop movement that we have been documenting and talking about for the last few days and weeks. If you've been watching our channel, we've been kind of forewarning about this for quite a long time, and now we are seeing all of the chess pieces being positioned internationally to create what I would believe and what I would describe as a major self-sabotaging move. As the Iranians now, again, a lot of people think, oh, this is going to be like at the Iraq War. The Iraq War was a disaster. Okay, this is going to be the Iraq War on the scale of 3 times the disaster, since Iraq has almost 3 times. Iran has 3 times the population of Iraq. Its military is about 5 times as big as the Iraqi military. The Iraqi military, by the way, just people who deserted, they weren't loyal to the regime here. This is different. And there's multiple proxies, multiple armies. The Iranians have submarines. And this is really heating up to be a major moment. As of course, there's major military studies saying, yeah, you won't be able to wipe them out in one strike. You won't be able to wipe out their nuclear facilities in one strike. This is going to take multiple strikes, multiple decisive, big, huge military actions that, of course, the Iranians will be retaliating against, therefore costing the lives of American citizens. And we have to ask ourselves, why is this happening? As we have some members of the U.S. government right now coming in and making sure that these talks that are going to be coming up this Saturday are already sabotaged. We'll tell you how they do that. Before we do, sign up to lookunfiltered.com. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple. You click right here and you get 13 plus years of video centered around being the healthiest, most amazing, incredible version of yourself. As you can see here, I went through my own personal kind of transformation, and now I'm stepping up my game, stepping up my health game, stepping up my sleep game, my stress game, you name it. We work on all of that stuff, and we have an extreme amount of huge content available for you if you're interested in a lot of that self-help woo-woo type of stuff. We just released a meditation video. That's really awesome. 3 master classes, and now really cool things, as we just launched a second range day that we're going to be doing here in South Florida just for members of lookunfiltered.com. May 4th. So May 4th, if you are a member, we only have 10 seats open, and you could come out and do some really cool range day training. I just posted a very cool Twitter video highlighting 2 members that came out, and they gave their testimonial about the range day. So, and they were great people. It was really awesome to be able to hang out with them, get to know them, train with them. So if you guys want to do this, you want to learn more about it, check out the post I made at Luke We Are Change on Twitter, and then sign up to lookunfiltered.com, and then that's one of the perks that you get just for simply signing up and becoming a member of our quasi-secret, not-so-secret society here. Now, let's go back to the developments here, which I think are absolutely critically important here, as we now have the Telegraph reporting that Iranian commanders are urging the government to take action there and to strike the Diego Garcia base before Donald Trump decides to use it to bomb Iran here. As, of course, there's a lot of people that believe the bombing of Iran is just not a matter of if, but when. And I think there is a concerted effort to make the Iranians believe that as well, as now there are some serious consideration from the Iranians to do, quote, a preemptive strike in order to stop the bombing of their facilities, of their energy resources and nuclear facilities that they have in their country, as Trump just declared that he would absolutely bomb Iran if they refuse to give up, quote, their bid for nuclear weapons. This is what Donald Trump had to say.
Mr. President, you said the other day that if they do not agree to a potential nuclear deal, that it would be very dangerous for them. What specifically
Well, they can't have a nuclear weapon.
Did you mean military action, though, if they don't agree?
Oh, if necessary? Absolutely. Yeah.
And
We're not going to let them have a nuclear weapon.
Is
Can't
it
let them have a
going
nuclear
to be there, Mr. President?
And we're going to let them thrive. I want them to thrive. I want Iran to be great. The only thing they can't have is a nuclear weapon.
Now, this says Donald Trump kind of poo-pooed Barack Obama's nuclear arms deal with Iran, a deal that, of course, allowed Iran to keep their money and open up Iran's oil to the world international markets and lowered the cost of energy. Donald Trump was a critic of that deal, but to me, that seems like an okay deal to make here, especially as Iran now doesn't have many options, as we had their president just come out and announce that Iran is, quote, not interested in developing nuclear weapons. He says, we do not want nuclear weapons, never have. Let's be honest, that's probably not true. If you're Iran, that's probably one of the things you're looking at to do as fast as you can, because it's your kind of insurance policy here. Now, here come the detractors. Here come the people that want to destroy these talks before they happen. These are the bloodthirsty chicken hawks that are pathetic, little, scrawny, little beta punks that would love to see other men do the fighting for them. They're not man enough to do their own fighting. As, of course, Lindsey Graham just came out a couple moments ago and said Iran is close to creating 6 atomic bombs. And they'll come after us. I don't know if he made those exact sound effects. He might have did with his boy toys. But that's a separate topic. As Benjamin Netanyahu also came out and tried to sabotage these talks by saying, oh, yeah, the Iranians are following the Libyan model. One of the worst things that you could say right before peace negotiations, peace talks, is, of course, the Libyan model is when the Libyan government gave up their chemical weapons, gave up their advanced weapons, and then their leader got tortured live on national television. That's what the Prime Minister of Israel wants to happen here, and that's the message he's sending to the Iranians right now. And the message that Lindsey Graham is sending is, they have nuclear weapons. They have 6 of them. They're going to hit us. Again, they have weapons of mass destruction too? Oh, I haven't heard that one before. Where? Yeah, they have yellow cake. They have weapons of mass destruction. Oh, they're gonna get us. We better fight them there before they fight us here. Same old rhetoric that led to tremendous amounts of just wasting our money, wasting our reputation worldwide, destroying the lives of countless of individuals, creating more of a hotbed for radical jihadism that, of course, created ISIS, and then global jihadism. Yay! All paid for through our tax dollars, as the military-industrial complex was able to make a payday, was able to get a lot of money from us. And what did we get from it? We made the world unsafer. We lost diplomacy. But again, these individuals, this is Lindsey Graham, not so long ago, urging the president to please bomb Iran.
I've been saying for 6 months now, hit Iran. They have oil fields out in the open. They have the Revolutionary Guard headquarters you can see from space. Blow it off the map.
Yeah, blow it off the map, really? Destructive, nasty. I mean, they probably have so much dirt on this guy. But this is the issue here. Donald Trump endorsed Lindsey Graham for re-election. And he's fully supporting him. Why? Donald Trump just endorsed him, as, of course, he's seen as a deep state sympathizer, war-loving neocon, according to James Innit. And I agree with that sentiment here, as a lot of people are being prepared for a full, all-out regional war in the Middle East, as a lot of people are just saying, yeah, it's going to come here, as the negotiations are already being sabotaged. The negotiations are already being nuked, as what will be the result of all of this, as, of course, Iran also is a major war partner with Russia. Well, this, of course, will increase the tensions between the East and the West, as we could bet that countries like China, countries like Russia, will be looking at Iran and be like, we'll work with you. Yeah, we have worked with you before. They're a major war partner, military tied partner with Russia. Russia did come out and release statements by some government officials saying that they will not protect and fight for Iran here. A big kind of declarative statement in all of this, but there's probably going to be a lot of support if this thing does kick off, if this thing goes off. The fact that we're so close to this makes me extremely uncomfortable. Because I understand art of the deal, I understand bluffing, I understand acting tough, I understand saber rattling, but this is different because this situation is also ripe for a lot of false flags. This situation is also ripe for a lot of people to come in there and to sabotage things and to create situations that will propel us forward. As you don't spend so much money going after all the proxies. You don't spend so much money putting all of the military hardware in its specific positions. You do not do everything you're doing right now if you're not actually going to be carrying it out. And all signs point to the United States carrying it out. Now, if Donald Trump engages in this and he gets hoodwinked, if he gets ensnared in this Middle Eastern endeavor, it's not going to work out for him. His legacy, his supporters, everyone else is going to be looking at him saying, "What are you doing? You promised no more wars. You talked about how it was just absolutely pointless and not in our interest to be bombing the Houthis, and you just spent $1 billion on it," to the point where military officials are coming out and saying that you're actually getting rid of important military hardware that's very hard to replace here. This has now we're also continuing to support the Ukrainians once again and giving them more military assistance and U.S. intelligence, as that war doesn't look like it's going to be over anytime soon. And people are going to be looking back at this saying, yeah, he has been either hijacked or compromised by foreign assets, foreign countries, the military-industrial complex, and other nefarious kind of individuals, groups, interests out there that clearly wanted to carry out their agenda and are using him in order to do that. That right there would signal some very troubling times for the world ahead moving forward. Now, again, let's just hope peace works here. We should pray for peace. We should call for peace. We should be people who, of course, are able to consciously, peacefully resist a lot of this insanity, a lot of this nonsense. There's individuals like Tucker Carlson that also are kind of panicking, also are saying, hey, we can't do this. We shouldn't do this. This is going to be an outright, utter disaster. And if you agree, share this video, get it out there, use the talking points, and truly, I think we are in one of the most dangerous times, as, of course, more proxy conflicts between the East and the West will make the economic war into a full-out hot war. And right now, we're already seeing the proxies at odds. The Russians have given the Iranians some advanced missile defense capabilities. The Iranians have gotten some advanced fighter jets from the Russians. The Iranians could make drones very quickly. The Iranians could strike potentially within American soil, and why risk it all? Why are we doing this? This just doesn't make any sense at all here. It doesn't add up here, as it's very perplexing. It's very head scratching to be like, dude, you talked about how Bush is, and Donald Trump went on the national stage, by the way. And during the presidential debates, he talked about, and he said this to the Bush's face. He said this to Jeb Bush when he was running before his first term, saying, your brother made the biggest mistake ever with the Iraq war. Why get close towards repeating a mistake that's going to be 3 times as bad from all the numbers? I don't get it. What do you think is really going on here? Let me know. Do you think there's going to be a possibility for peace to actually work out here? Do you think there's going to be a good deal here? Because there's a possibility peace happens, and then when peace happens, Iran releases the energy resources on the world. They're able to get paid for their energy that they're able to get out there to and everybody else out there, and then the cost of energy, the cost of trade, the cost of everything would go down. I think that would be a win, and I hope that's what is achieved here. Otherwise, we're just brought closer towards nuclear annihilation and more insanity that we are being forced to do, not on our behalf. I don't think that's where we should be going. Share this video if you agree. Sign up to LukeUnfiltered.com. Come out to a range day. It was a great day. It's really fun. And I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. All here exclusively on YouTube.com/WeAreChange.